Walla Walla and the Three Kingdoms. A long time ago, there was the kingdom of King is the Lord. And there lived King Do-as-he-likes in the kingdom. He did everything as he liked. He held a festival every day, and even started wars by himself. He took young people by force to build a new palace. Although his followers tried to stop him, he did not take their advice. He drove out all his followers who gave honest advice. He took grain away from his people to have a birthday party. If they refused to give up the grain, they were sent to prison.
How can we live if you take away everything?
A man came forward and shouted at the soldiers. He was Walla Walla.
We must follow the king's command, whether it is right or wrong.
Soldiers pushed him away and took his grain away.
I can't live here anymore. There must be a better place to live in.
He left the kingdom with his family. Walla Walla's family came to the new kingdom. It was the kingdom of Power is the Best. It was noisy everywhere because all the people spoke out so loud. However, the king did not do anything as he liked, and soldiers did not take away grain. He decided to live here. He worked hard to live happily with his family for a long time. He worked hard, and he had a good harvest of wheat. He went to market to sell wheat. His wheat was sold at a good price.
Stay here while I do some shopping.
He tied his camel at a corner of the market.
Who touched my camel?
Some big men were standing around the camel when he came back. This camel is mine. When he said this, each of them shouted, No, it's mine because I saw it first.
No way! This is mine because I gave it water.
What are you talking about? This is obviously mine because it is on my land.
Walla Walla went to see King Useless with the men. After listening to all stories, the king said,
You are right, and you are also right. Then why don't you solve the problem by yourselves?
As the king left, Walla Walla and the men began to fight again. And finally, the strongest man took the camel.
I can't believe everything is solved by strength here. I cannot live here anymore. There must be a better place to live in.
Walla Walla's family packed up again. Several days later, his family came to a new kingdom. That was the kingdom of everything is solved by agreements. This time, he wanted to carefully check the place. So he decided to hear what the people who got together talked about. A man came forward and said,
I have a plan to make a market in our village. If we have a market, we will have more jobs and we can make more money. I will make our village rich.
And another man came forward and said,
I will make a well in our village. Then we don't have to go far to get water. I will make our people live in comfort.
When the two people finished talking, Walla Walla asked a person next to him,
What are you doing now?
We are electing our village chief.
Walla Walla wanted to watch the event to the end. After the two men finished their speech, the people put dates into the basket. After a while, an old person took dates out of the basket and counted them.
Muhad, 1 by 20 dates. Our village chief is Muhad.
Everyone's face was bright as they clapped their hands. Walla Walla asked the person who lost in the village chief election,
"Aren't you angry because you were not chosen as the village chief?"
Of course, I wanted to be the chief. However, there are more people who want Muhad as the village chief, so I can live with it.
The man replied with a smile. Walla Walla nodded his head after listening to his words. He thought that he would not suffer unfair things in the kingdom of everything is solved by agreements. That was because they solved all problems by agreements.
"This is the place that I have always wanted to live in."
Finally, his face lit up with a bright smile. What is democracy? Politics means solving the various problems and fights in a country. Then, what is democracy? It means solving all problems in a democratic way. Let's take a look back at the three kingdoms in this story, and then let's think of democracy. In the kingdom of King is the Lord, King do as he likes, did everything as he liked. They had to obey no matter how wrong the king's commands were. In the kingdom of Power is the Best, the strong stepped on the weak. The weak were always stepped on. In the kingdom of Everything is solved by agreements, they solved problems by collecting the opinions of various people. They solved problems fairly after carefully listening to people's opinions. This is called democracy. The most important thing in democracy is to know what the people want. And it is also important that people are interested in politics.